Gonna scroll really quick. This is 1, 2, and 3. You gotta wait for that thing to leave. All right, there we go.
Script all the way down.
Okay. Measure of angle ECD. So ECD, that would be between these two. So, how do I find this angle?
Add them, those two numbers together.
These three angles have to do what?
Add them 180.
Add up to 180. So 180 minus 120 plus 26. 180 minus 146 is 34 degrees. Okay, so that is that one. Okay, measure of angle BAE. So BAE, right there. Almost the same thing. If this is 120, well, what else do I know?
That's 120.
That's 120.
So 180 minus 142.
Right, 180 minus 142, almost the exact same trick. 142, so that'd be 38 for this one. All right. By the way, I do think on this, as we've probably done this like 100 times this year, but how would I find this angle right here?
It would be a linear pair.
Right, these two make a line, or these two make a line, so it would have to add up to 180. So you have to do like 180 minus 120.
Which is
60 degrees.
Yeah. All right. Are we good on that one? We need to be a little bit quick, so we might have to come back if you need extra time.
I'll lean one way.
Number 5 is kind of the layup. I shouldn't say that because probably a couple people will miss it, but
I always miss my layups.
it's an easier problem.
I never miss my
Yeah,
layups.
people do miss
You
layups, so.
can't jump at all.
Dang.
Neither can you.
Dang.
Well, I mean, yeah, but it's just because I'm fat. With her legs will.
You don't have to jump to do a layup.
No, you don't.
Unless you're like Trey, you can jump all the way for a layup.
I'm surprised.
What do you mean jump all the way?
Trey will jump as high as you can just to do a layup.
Oh, yeah. Well, you can't be blocked when you're above the rim.
I jump like a good 2 centimeters.
I know number A.
Oh, you got A?
Yeah.
I've never jumped. I got A through C and number 6.
Okay. Segment AC would have to be congruent to segment QS. Angle S is congruent to angle C. Just have to, it's a matching game. Triangle BCA would be congruent to triangle RSQ. You guys make your layup.
Yes.
Probably should have, maybe I should have skipped that one for time's sake.
I missed, but Mr. Gordon alley ooped it.
Go down,
You go.
like here.
I'm like 5.
We're finishing number 5.
We're on question 6.
I have no clue. Oh, no, I
Are these on me?
What are the 5 postulates and theorems that prove triangle congruence?
This is a lot to think about.
Brain heavy.
Give me an example of one of them. Let's do one.
Angle side.
Angle, angle, side. That's one of them.
Side angle side.
Okay, do the rest.
What does it say at the end of triangle?
Congruence.
I don't know if I'm smart enough for this. You just think about like how to solve a math question on the spot, like you'll see it and just know it instantly.
It just depends on how hard it is. Okay, what are the other 4?
Side angle side.
ESA. HL.
ASA and sub.
Side, side, side.
ESA. HL.
Well, between all of us, we got all 5. You guys are gonna have all those tomorrow?
Yeah.
And also, you kind of need this to do the next 5 problems or 6 or however many there are. Write a congruent statement for each. Write the postulate or theorem to use to prove congruence. So there's kind
Okay,
of
stop
2
shaking the
parts.
table. Hey, buddy.
You're not even funny.
Yeah, at least I'm not ginger.
Okay. That was pretty funny.
One day Brooks is gonna like dye my hair red.
That's a genius idea.
I was about to have one here.
Brian, I'll look comfortable.
Brian, you'd finally be able to join the redheaded league.
No, I don't want to be compared to AJ.
I'll come to your house at night and have a day.
What did I do to you?
So bad. I deserve the prize so bad.
I'm gonna wake up, check in the mirror, fix my hair, and just orange.
That'd be surprising.
How about
You
green?
better watch out. Flipping Brian.
No, you gotta do this, Jay.
Not as good. Leprechaun.
Everything
Your hair was green. Your hair was green.
Shut.
I don't know. I wouldn't mind.
Okay, so on number 7, what do we know is the same in these 2 triangles that they don't tell us?
The right triangle.
The side in the middle is the same in both triangles because it's the same side. Okay, so by which postulate or theorem are these 2 congruent?
HL.
Right. Is side angle, is that one of them? No. But in a right triangle, hypotenuse leg is one of them. So hypotenuse leg. The hypotenuse is the shared side in the middle, the leg is the other side. Okay, and then we're supposed to write a triangle congruent. So if I say triangle ABD, that would be congruent to triangle what? No. AB is like CD, right? ABD would be CDB. A is the right angle, that matches C. B is the other angle over here, that matches D over here. Anyways. Okay, so kind of a similar trick on number 8. We know that this side is the same in both triangles. So what do we have here? Angle, side, angle. I like this shade of purple. There's a little bit of blue in there.
I love purple.
Purple.
And then
ADC.
let's go ADC. So notice these triangles, a lot of times, Brian, these triangles are flipped around. So notice this angle up here matches this angle down here. So it's like they're twisted. So if I go ADC on the first triangle, what would that?
CBA.
CBA on the second triangle. AD would be like CB. CBA. I forgot my triangle symbol. This is another reason why YouTube is handy if you miss something. Good. Okay, so how about number 9? How do we know these 2 are the same? Side. Do we know these 2 angles right here are the same? No. Well, not to start with. Now that, because it's side, we do know that they're the same now, but not to start with. Okay, so triangle, these are not upside down or anything, they're kind of reflecting each other. So if I go triangle ABC, that would be congruent to triangle EDC. there's a bow tie problem.
Wow. I want a luxurious bow tie.
Fused.
Freddy Fazbear?
Okay, but yeah.
You literally started this.
Pretty fun.
Like I said, just ask me that range.
There's eighth period.
All right. What do we know is the same? What do we know is the same on number 10 that they're not telling us?
There's the metal.
The vertical angles. So what do we have here?
Side over side.
What am I pointing at?
Angle, angle, side.
Angle,
Angle.
angle, side.
Gold.
Hey, can I color purple?
Hmm?
Does it color purple?
Do I like the color purple?
No.
I prefer a lot of other colors over purple.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
It was like good.
Okay, these are also not twisted because you can see both these angles are the same. So it's kind of like a mirror image again. So triangle ABC is congruent to triangle. So if I go ABC, that would be EDC. Almost exactly the same as the last one.
ABDC? ABDC? What's the next one? Is it
ACDC?
ACDC, oh my gosh.
Okay, number 11 is
Looks like Patrick's.
we put one challenging one in there. And it's number 11. This is the last one. And then with the bang here. Last one in this section. Okay, actually, let's see. So the two triangles, it's not these two little ones because there's this stuff up here. We wouldn't have enough info for these two, but it's these two. Let's get that one and that one. You guys see them?
Indeed. They're parallel.
Okay. Now, if I drag this over here, what's the same in these two triangles? Okay, from what they told us, this is the same as this. That would be, this is this, and that is that. So these two are the same. What else? Angle D and C, these two are the same.
Angles.
And what else is the same?
The A.
Okay, yeah, they both have angle A up here at the top. That's where they overlap. They overlap at angle A. So, what do I have? Boom, boom, boom.
Face side.
Angle, side. If you said side, angle, I would not count it wrong. Angle, side, angle would be wrong because the side has to be between the angles. All right, and let's say if I go triangle like ABD, that would be the same as
AEC.
AEC.
Are you the Bay Harbor Butcher?
What?
What?
I did not ever watch Dexter.
Yes.
You just said it was great.
You should
I
watch.
watched
You
that
should watch.
show once.
You should watch Dexter.
You said it was great.
Motion shot that deer.
The deer ran into my car.
All right, I'm floating. Okay, here's the problems that are kind of like the
Oh my
worksheet we did
gosh.
yesterday.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
No.
But it's kind of a bunch on one picture.
That's a lot of numbers.
I can't count that high.
Yeah, so it's actually 6 questions, so it's kind of worth a lot. Each one will probably be worth like 4 points or something.
Oh shit.
You should make it worth 6 points. minus test, you should make it worth like 20 points.
Okay, well, the thing we need to notice, one thing we need to notice is these. So, what kind of triangles are these? Isosceles. Should I pause while you guys ponder, see if you can figure it out before I tell you?
No, just go ahead.
If you,
Fine, it's fine.
if you can do it without me telling you, that means you're good to go. If you can't,
I'm learning.
you need to study. If you can't do it right now on your own, you need to study this.
I got this in the bag. Just watch this.
I got this too, guys.
Right. So now you're gonna give me a plus.
It's gonna be some cheating.
Not much.
You shall
Get out.
Why?
What?
get out.
Why? And I close my legs.
Okay, calm down. What is it, Hunter?
Hunter thinks he's got them all.
Dang.
Ain't no way, brother.
I think I got it.
I've only gotten 2.
Don't copy off me, Lauren.
Stop copying, Mom.
Ow.
Also,
We
this
copied off me, we copied off Howard that actually has the answers.
And
well, you realize this isn't a turn-in assignment,
I
right?
know, there's
dang, man.
every other assignment now.
The only one he wants to cheat on.
You get it, 'cause there's 2 people in between us.
Thank you.
Okay, so
Man, I wanted to.
if this is 35 degrees right here, what else is 35?
Number 1.
Angle 1. Because in an isosceles triangle, the base angles are the same. So yeah, it's 35 degrees.
Too much space in the corner.
Okay,
And then number 2 is 1.
so if these are both 35, how do I find angle 2?
35 plus 35, and we're 80 minus that.
Right. 3 angles in a triangle have to add up to 180. We have 35 and 35, so if we add those together,
It's 110.
it's 70. 180 minus 70 leaves us with the remaining
110.
110 degrees.
Man, I sure hope somebody is still answering.
Okay.
Me, huh?
Shh. If this is 110, how do I find angle 3?
You do 180 minus 110.
Yeah, together these two make a straight line. They're a linear pair. They have to add up to 180. So 180 minus 110 is 70.
6.
Yeah, that gives you that angle. Okay, so notice this little triangle over here is also isosceles. So if this is 70, what else is 70?
Number 4.
Angle 4.
Pretty good over this.
So if 3 and 4 are 70, how do I find angle 5?
180 minus 140.
Right. 170 plus, 70 plus 70 is 140. 180 minus 140 leaves 40 degrees for angle 5. Alright. So that's a 40. Now
I
what?
gotta keep it from getting to my mouth.
How do I find this last one over here?
180, no, you did that, plus that,
It's 40.
and then 180 minus that.
Right. These 3 angles together make a straight line, so they have to add up to 180. So 180, take away the 40 and 35
And
is 100. That makes 75, so that makes it
105.
105. Yes.
good job.
All right.
Tober Hunter.
Are you guys gonna ace that tomorrow? Those 6?
Yeah.
Can't promise.
Can't promise you.
Hopefully.
So
I give myself.
even let's say if you got 2 wrong, let's say you put 2 as 100 degrees. If you still got 3 right based on number 2, I will still give you credit. So Just because you get the first one wrong doesn't mean you miss all the rest of them. Okay, number 13 is about mid-segments, and there's a bunch of stuff going on this one. There's kind of a lot of questions. So you do need the 3 formulas, and they will be on the whiteboard, kind of like the last time we used these. Actually, maybe I should write them up there right now. Let's do that before I forget. I don't know if I want to erase this.
What is that?
Because it looks complicated.
Because it looks complicated.
So you study pre-cal?
I've also studied trigonometry, but I just suck at it.
That's okay, I'll erase it.
No.
All that hard work.
Well, good luck, pre-calculus people.
You guys are on your own.
You guys are on your own.
Does green show up?
Hey man, we're talking too much now.
Okay.
Excuse me? Free time? Pardon me?
Dang it. What is it?
It doesn't fit. My head's too big.
Hey, guys, you should be trying that on the board. Not goof around.
Wait, what are we looking for?
Take that out.
We're looking for.
Oh, dang it.
Just find A, B.
What does find AB mean? Find the length from A to B.
Okay.
So how do we find the length?
Distance.
Distance formula, which is written right above. It's also written right there right now. Distance formula is to find the length. So it says x minus x. What are my x values?
-3, 2.
-3 and 2. So it's -3 minus 2 squared plus, and what are my y's?
-4, 4.
So I went -3 minus 2, I need to go -4 minus 4. You could just put all that in your calculator at once, if you have a decent calculator. If you don't, you might want to borrow one.
The white ones.
The black ones are pretty good too. Anyways, -5 squared is 25. -8 squared is 64. I bet the one on the test comes out nicely, but this is like square root of 89. I just made all the numbers up, so maybe the one on the test doesn't come out nicely.
Ow.
Okay. If you put a decimal right there, it's probably okay, I guess. Now, EF, they don't tell me the coordinates for E and F, so how could I find the length for EF?
Divided by 2.
Right. A mid-segment, you guys remember this? Mid-segments are like parallel to this line, and they are half the length. So if I know this is square root of 89, this one's just going to be divided by 2, whatever that is. So it's square root of 89 divided by 2.
So cool. You watching Netflix?
Okay, and then for C, it says find the coordinates of D. Okay, these are mid segments, D is supposed to be the midpoint. So how do I find the coordinates for D? Midpoint formula, yes. So x plus x over 2 and y plus y over 2. So that would be 2 plus -3 over 2 and 4 plus -4 over 2. 2 plus -3 is -1. So this would be -1/2, -1/2. 4 plus -4 is 0. Divide by 2 is still 0. So that would be the final answer. Okay, D says find the slope of BC. So how do I find the slope from there to there?
Y minus 1 x over x.
Yeah, the slope from y minus y. So what are my y values?
-3.
4 and 1. 4 and 1. We're doing the slope of BC. So 4 minus 1 over 2 minus 5.
4 minus 1. Where'd you get 1?
Okay, 3 over -3 reduces to -1. Okay, I was running out of time, so I didn't write this down in the other class, but it's supposed to say slope of df. No. Okay, so if this slope is -1, what's this slope right here? -1. Because these lines are parallel, they should have the same slope. So it's also -1. And
No.
Just off up here, you were chewing this.
I wasn't.
You guys like,
In the
bring it
race.
like this.
okay, one more question. What's the measurement of angle A?
It's 45 degrees.
45. Because these lines are parallel, these angles that are like in the same corner, these are corresponding angles on parallel lines. So they would both have to be 45. This would also be 45 up here. Because these are parallel, this is 45. Because these are parallel, this is 45. But yeah, it's 45 degrees. All right. 14, this is, probably should have been more towards the beginning of the test, but how do we find x here? What do I know about these three angles? They add up to 180. So 2x plus 3x plus 4x equals 180. Does it ask for the x or for the angles? Oh, that's for the angle. Shoot. Okay. We'll say find the measurement of angle A. Okay, but how do I solve this for x? How do I solve
You
this?
add them all together and divide.
Right. 2x plus 3x plus 4x is 9x. So divide by 9. X is 20. And then how do I find angle A? Plug x in, 2 times 20. 40. So I guess I'll circle both of those. Dun, 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 dun,
No!
I hate this so much. I don't even understand. It makes no sense to my mind.
Okay, this actually isn't that different from like number, oh, what number was that? Like number 7 through 11, it's very similar to those problems. 7 through 11, those 8 like angle side angle problems.
So we're on to like the,
This is the first one that is not fill in the blank.
This is where I fail.
Okay. I didn't have time to write down the given, but basically the given is what they're telling you in the picture, like this and this and this and this. So the given is angle A is congruent to angle E, and segment BC is congruent to segment CD. Guess I need to zoom out a lot bit. Okay, so let's make a game plan here. What are we trying to get to?
AB is congruent to.
Alright, how could we possibly know whether those are the same or not? Okay, what we've been doing most of this chapter, if we can say the triangles are the same, congruent, then we can say the matching parts are the same. So we're trying to say that the triangles are congruent. Okay, but I don't know this yet. So it's kind of like number 7. Like, how do I know these two triangles are congruent? You guys know? How do I know these two triangles are congruent?
side angle, angle, side.
Yeah. Well, what they didn't tell us is this, right? We're going to have to say that in the proof, though. So what goes in line 1? The given. They wrote the given over here, and also they show it in the picture. If they didn't show it in the picture, you should mark it down yourself. All right. So, why do I know these two angles are the same?
Because of vertical.
Vertical angles. So what is this angle called?
The
Angle ACB is congruent to angle ECD. The order of the letters, yeah, C is human. Okay, and what's the reason I know those two angles are congruent?
vertical.
They're vertical angles. So every spot is going to be like a point. So even the given line is worth 2 points. That's a point, that's a point. The more you do, the more you get. There's like 8 altogether though. 8 points, not 8 lines. There's only 4 lines. So, line 3. Now what can we say about these two triangles, now that we said these two angles are the same? What do I know about these two triangles?
They are congruent.
They're congruent by,
Angle, side.
alright, so triangle ACB is congruent to triangle ECD. And the reason is angle, side. Okay, now that we know the triangles are congruent, they're the same, what can I say?
Angle AB
segment, AB and DE are congruent. Because if the triangles are the same, their matching parts are the same, right? If you just said some version of that because the triangles are the parts of the triangles are the same because the triangles are congruent, something like that, that'd be okay, but there's a shorter way to write that. Okay, so we're saying what we're trying to prove. AB is congruent to DE, segment AB, segment DE. What is the reason? Because they're matching parts on congruent triangles, or they're corresponding parts on congruent triangles. That wasn't so bad, right?
It